Scorpio, if you're hearing this right now, it's not by chance. It's because your soul has been whispering maybe for years, and finally the universe answered. Let me ask you something. Have you felt it lately, that strange stirring beneath the surface of your everyday life? A subtle pressure, like something is about to shift, but you can't quite name it. Not yet. It often begins quietly. You wake up at 3 a.m. for no reason. You stare out the window longer than usual. Certain songs hit differently now. You're more tired than you should be, even on days when nothing is technically wrong. You don't talk about it, you can't explain it, but something inside you has already begun to change. And if you're between the ages of 40 and 65, that transformation is no longer a possibility, it's a sacred inevitability. This is the age when the mask becomes heavy, when the armor you've worn for decades starts to crack, when the fortress you've built begins to feel more like a prison than a sanctuary. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. And that, Scorpio, is why you're here. You see, the world has always mistaken your silence for stillness. But what they never realized is that you were never asleep. You were watching, waiting, gathering your power like a storm at sea. And now that sacred storm is ready to rise. But before we begin this journey together, let me say this to you not as a narrator, but as someone who has studied your sign for decades. You are not too late. You are not broken. And you are not meant to carry all of this alone. This next chapter in your life is not just a change, it is a rebirth, and it demands something rare, the courage to set down what no longer fits, so you can finally become what you were always destined to be. So breathe with me now. Let this moment anchor you. You are stepping across a threshold that no one else can see, but your soul has already crossed. Let us begin. Part 1. The shift begins in silence. No one announces it. There are no fireworks, no epiphany, no angel's voice in the sky. Just silence. And in that silence, something begins to stir inside you. This is how Scorpio's sacred transformation always begins, not with a bang, but with a whisper. At first, it's easy to ignore. You feel a little more tired than usual. You can't seem to sleep through the night. You stare at the ceiling, heart pounding, and you don't know why. Small things begin to bother you that never used to. You withdraw from conversations not because you're angry, but because the noise no longer feeds your spirit. Even your own thoughts feel louder now, almost as if they're echoing off some inner wall you didn't know was there. That's not depression. That's not confusion. That is your soul knocking on the inside of your armor, asking to be heard. You've carried so much for so long, responsibilities, secrets, guilt, that wasn't even yours, and now the weight is no longer something you can pretend not to feel. You see, for a Scorpio, silence is a sacred place. It's where you recharge. It's where you rebuild. But sometimes silence isn't peace, it's suppression. And suppression is the soul's way of warning you. You are ready, but you cannot walk into your rebirth carrying the weight of your past. So if you've been feeling off, like something's shifting inside you, you're right, you're not crazy, you're not falling apart, you are remembering yourself. The Scorpio soul is designed to evolve in waves, and between the ages of 40 and 65, those waves become tidal. This is not the beginning of your end, it's the beginning of your real life. But the very first step is deceptively simple. You must learn to listen. Listen to your body when it tightens. Listen to your energy when it disappears halfway through the day. Listen to the ache in your jaw, your shoulders, your chest. Listen to the tears that don't fall but want to. Because that is where the shift begins. Life lesson: the body knows before the mind admits. Your mind may lie to keep you functioning, but your body never lies. It speaks in tension, in fatigue, in breathlessness. And when you ignore it long enough, it speaks louder through breakdown, illness, or burnout. But if you honor it, listen without fear, your body becomes your wisest ally in transformation. If your body has been giving you signs lately, fatigue, restlessness, insomnia, emotional waves, comment below. My body remembers what my mind tried to forget. Let your soul speak for once, and I promise someone else will read it and feel seen too. Part 2. The armor you forgot you were wearing. You didn't put it on all at once. No Scorpio ever does. Your armor, that impenetrable emotional shield, was built brick by brick over decades. And the most powerful part, you don't even realize you're still wearing it. It began when you were young. Maybe you were 7, maybe 10, maybe a teenager watching the world around you betray its own promises. You learned quickly, quicker than most, that emotions were weapons in the wrong hands. So you vowed, no one will ever catch me off guard again. So you became strategic, you became composed, you smiled when you had to stay silent when it hurt, and held everyone else's chaos together while hiding your own. And it worked, for a time. That armor protected you from heartbreak, from humiliation, from the cruelty of people who never truly saw you. It helped you become who you are, resilient, respected, unshakable. But now, at this sacred turning point in your life, something feels off. That same armor that once made you feel safe now feels too tight. You go through the motions, but joy doesn't land the same. People see your strength but miss your softness. You've become so good at hiding your heart that sometimes you forget it's still there. And maybe, just maybe, that scares you more than anything. Scorpio, your power has never been in your armor. Your power has always been in your ability to feel deeply, to endure, to transmute, to transform. But when you keep your emotions sealed behind glass, you don't just block out pain, you block out connection, love, true freedom. There comes a moment in every Scorpio's life when the armor begins to rust, not because you're weak, but because your soul is evolving beyond survival. This is that moment. The universe isn't asking you to become reckless. It's not asking you to break open in front of people who don't deserve your story. But it is asking you to look in the mirror and say, I don't have to be impenetrable to be powerful. I can be seen and still be safe. I can love without losing myself. Because here's the truth, what once protected you may now be limiting you. Life lesson. Armor that is never removed becomes a cage. Being guarded made sense back then, but if you never take off the armor, you never feel the wind on your skin, you never exhale, you never heal, you never let anyone in, not even yourself. True growth is not when the armor gets stronger. True growth is when you decide, I no longer need it. What kind of armor do you carry every day? Silence, perfectionism, stoicism. Comment below. I see the armor I built, and I'm ready to release it. You are not alone in this shift, and someone else is reading your words, exhaling in relief, because you said what they've been afraid to admit. Part 3. The inner child waiting for you. There's someone you've forgotten. Someone who's been quietly waiting for you, not for days, but for decades. It's the child you used to be. The one with wide eyes and a heart that felt everything. The one who learned too early that feeling too much was dangerous. The one who learned that silence was safer than honesty. That smiling was better than explaining. That being strong was the only way to survive. That child is still in there, not as a memory, but as a living part of you. And they're not angry at you. They're not bitter or resentful. They're just tired. Tired of being ignored. Tired of having their fears brushed aside. Tired of carrying the weight of adult survival before they ever had the chance to just be. Scorpio, I want you to pause. Close your eyes for a moment, yes, right now, and picture them, not with judgment, with love. What did they need back then that no one gave them? What did they fear that no one took seriously? What did they feel that no one ever asked about? You see, the armor you wear today was built to protect them, but somewhere along the way, that protection became a prison. And now that child is whispering to you, please don't keep pretending I'm not here. Please don't make me be brave alone anymore. This is not about blaming the past, it's about reclaiming it. Because that version of you, small, sensitive, intuitive, holds the key to everything you've lost. Your laughter, your magic, your trust in life, your unfiltered joy. Scorpio, your soul didn't come here just to survive. It came here to evolve, to love, to feel deeply, and to lead others into healing. But you can't do that if you're still leaving parts of yourself behind. And that child within you, they've waited long enough. It's time to return, not to the pain, but to the part of you that still believes in beauty, still believes in hope, still believes you are worth loving even when you're not strong. So take their hand, breathe with them, and say the words they've needed to hear for so long. You are safe with me now. I see you, and I will never abandon you again. Life lesson: no healing is complete until the inner child is seen. The part of you that breaks down at 2 a.m. isn't your weakness. It's the child inside you finally feeling safe enough to cry. When you embrace that child fully without shame, you unlock the deepest healing your soul could ever know. Can you remember that younger version of yourself? What did they need to hear back then? Comment below. To the child within me, I finally see you. Let this be your moment of return. Not to the pain, but to the truth of who you've always been. Part 4. The silent lighthouse. Not everyone left you, even if it felt that way. Not everyone turned away when your intensity became too much. Not everyone needed explanations for the storm you carry. Because one soul, quiet, steady, constant, never did. You just didn't notice them at first. You were too busy surviving, building, protecting, too focused on being unshakable to see the hand that never withdrew. But they were always there. Not loud, not dramatic, just present. A silent lighthouse. You see, Scorpio people often misunderstand your need for solitude. They think you want isolation when all you've ever wanted is safety. Not the kind that comes from walls, but the kind that comes from knowing someone will stay no matter how dark the night becomes. This person, they are that knowing. They never pushed you to open up. They never demanded your truth on a timeline. But when you needed grounding, they showed up again and again without needing recognition. Sometimes they were a partner, sometimes a sibling, a parent, a child, a soul friend, even a mentor or guide you didn't fully understand at the time, but they were real. They are real. And they stayed. When your voice shook with suppressed emotion, they didn't flinch. When you couldn't explain your silence, they didn't need you to. When you disappeared into your emotional cave, they waited outside light in hand until you returned. Not to fix you, not to change you, but simply to remind you you're not unlovable, you're just unspoken. Scorpio, this soul is your mirror, the one who reflects the love you give to others but rarely allow yourself to receive. It's time to look again, to remember their presence not as coincidence but as divine placement, a gift from the universe itself. A living reminder that no matter how strong you are, you were never meant to walk this path alone. Life lesson: the strongest souls still need witnesses. Being fiercely independent doesn't mean you don't deserve support. Your healing doesn't require an audience, but it does require at least one person who sees the real you and stays. That's not weakness. That's what makes strength sustainable. Can you think of your lighthouse? Someone who stayed with you without needing permission or proof. Comment below. To the soul who stayed, I finally see your light. Let this be your moment to honor them. Gratitude is the energy that unlocks deeper connection. Part 5. The portal that opens only if you let go. There comes a moment in every Scorpio's life, a moment that doesn't announce itself with trumpets or signs, but you know it when it arrives. It's the moment when the air shifts, when the room you've lived in emotionally, spiritually, even physically, starts to feel too small. You breathe in, but it doesn't fill you. You look around, but nothing inspires you. And deep within your soul, something whispers, this is not where you're meant to stay. This Scorpio is the portal, the sacred doorway between who you've been and who you're becoming. But here's the truth no one tells you. The portal only opens if your hands are free. You cannot walk into your rebirth while gripping the chains of your past. Not the person who drains your energy, not the role that defines your worth, not the expectation that you must always be strong, composed, and unshaken. The universe will not rip these things away from you. It will wait lovingly, patiently, until you are ready to release them yourself. This is where Scorpio's power is both your gift and your test, because no sign is more loyal. No sign holds on longer, even when it hurts, even when it's heavy, even when the soul is screaming enough. You say, I've invested too much to let go now. I can't start over at this age. What if I never find better? But my dear Scorpio, what if better has been waiting for years but couldn't reach you because your hands were already full? This is not about recklessness. It's about alignment. If something or someone costs you your peace, your light, or your authentic joy, then it is too expensive for your soul to keep paying for. And yes, it's terrifying to let go, especially when you don't know what comes next. But Scorpio, your destiny is not built on certainty. It's built on courage. And right now, courage looks like walking away from what feels safe, saying no to what once made you feel needed, letting go of relationships that run on duty, not mutual devotion. Because only when you release the old can the new air, the new light, the new life rush in. Life lesson: you can't step into the future with your arms full of the past. Healing requires space. If you keep holding what once felt familiar but now feels like weight, you block the blessings, the peace, the partnerships your soul already knows are coming. Letting go isn't loss, it's sacred preparation. Is there something or someone you know it's time to release? A situation, identity, belief, or relationship? Comment below. I'm ready to release what no longer serves my soul. Your words may be the sign someone else has been waiting for. Part 6. The vow that changes everything. Some promises shape the world outside you, but the most powerful promises are the ones you make to yourself, in silence, in truth, in the deep of night when no one else is listening. Scorpio, you've made so many unspoken vows in your lifetime. I'll never be weak. I'll always protect them. I'll never let anyone see me fall. I'll carry it all so no one else has to. And you did. You carried it all. You stood like a monument while others crumbled. You held space for others' pain even when you couldn't breathe beneath the weight of your own. But now a new vow is calling to be made, a vow not of armor, but of awakening. This vow isn't to the world, it's not to your family, not even to those you've loved more than yourself. It is to you, to the child you once were, to the soul you still are, to the future that is begging for your full presence. From this day forward, I will not betray my intuition just to keep the peace. I will not shrink my truth to make others comfortable. I will not apologize for my depth, my darkness, or my fire. From this day forward, I will rise without explanation. I will love without permission. I will stand beside my own heart, not as a stranger, but as its fiercest protector. Because, Scorpio, this is what the sacred shift has always been about. Not becoming someone else, not fixing what was never broken, not being better, but returning to yourself, fully, fiercely, freely. You were never meant to disappear into silence. You were meant to transform that silence into power, and now finally, you are ready. So let the world fall away for just a moment. Place your hand on your heart, breathe deeply, and whisper this to yourself: I release the armor. I return the pain. I reclaim my light. I rise. Let this be your soul's declaration. Let this be your turning point. Because when a Scorpio makes a vow like this, the universe listens. Life lesson: true power comes when you no longer abandon yourself. You've stood for others. Now stand for you. You've kept everyone else safe. Now keep your own heart sacred. This vow is not the end of your journey. It's the true beginning. Are you ready to vow to your own soul? Comment below. From today, I stand with myself, no more pretending. Let your words become the spell that sets your freedom in motion. Closing. The sacred pause that seals everything. Take a deep breath with me. Let it move through your chest, into your belly, into the parts of you that were holding tension this entire time. You made it, not just to the end of a video, but to a moment your soul has been calling you toward for years. And today, you answered. Scorpio, this was never just about astrology. It was about you returning to the most sacred parts of yourself, the parts that the world tried to silence, but could never destroy. And now, you've made a vow to rise, to reclaim, to remember. Before you go, I invite you into something small but powerful. Place your hand over your heart, close your eyes, and softly say, I return to myself. I release what was never mine. I rise without apology, without armor, without fear. Let those words be the seal. Let the universe hear you. And now, if something in your heart stirred today, if a sentence reached a part of you that hasn't been touched in years, don't let this moment vanish. Comment below, I stand with myself, no more pretending. Let others feel less alone by reading your truth, and let this be your sacred offering to someone else's healing too. If this message felt like home, if this space gave you something your soul has been longing for, then I invite you lovingly and wholeheartedly to subscribe, not as a number, not as a viewer, but as part of something deeper. This channel, The Path to Buddha Wisdom, is not just for entertainment. It is a spiritual circle, a quiet sanctuary for Scorpio souls ready to live with more power, truth, and softness than ever before. When you subscribe, you're not just joining a channel, you're saying, yes, I choose my soul today. So press that subscribe button now and walk this path with us, because your evolution is just beginning. And you don't have to walk it alone anymore. I'll be right here in the next message, in the next truth waiting for you.